Begin again, kid. It's what you do. When the fuck is that supposed to mean? Hey, yo, Bray. Be careful. Be very, very, very careful what you wish for. You want to come back to WWE? You want to come back? I know you were the number 2 merchandise seller. I know those Fiend masks flew off the shelves. I get it. But don't you know you're too fat for Vince McMahon? You got too much chunk. You got more chunk than a chocolate chip cookie. Come on, dude. You don't have abs. You know if you come back, they're gonna fuck you up. You know this. So Bray Wyatt's been tweeting recently. Cryptic tweets, crazy tweets, tweets that I can't interpret. I guess I'm too stupid for that, I don't know. But let's talk about Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds. Let's go back to 2019. Fresh off a rivalry with broken, or should I say woken, Matt Hardy. Joking Matt Hardy, you kidding me? So he brings the broken gimmick over to the PG era, and they treated it like he was PG. He and Bray had this awful feud that culminated into a river. A river of death. And then the Fiend became awoken from the river. He debuts at SummerSlam 2019. He becomes champion 2 months later. This is the pattern. This is what's wrong with WWE. He debuts at SummerSlam. So much intrigue behind the character. And instead of just letting him naturally ascend to the top, what happens? He gets a random Hell in a Cell match a month later against Seth Rollins, the champion. The summer of Rollins, right? They fucked him up too. This was part of the reason why they fucked him up. So Bray Wyatt challenges for the heavyweight championship, universal title, WWE title, who gives a shit, whichever one it was, in a Hell in a Cell match, okay? And that's another video for another day. A gimmick pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell, no storyline going into it. It's Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. And they book Bray Wyatt as if he can't get pinned. He can't even kick out at 2. He has to kick out at 1. By the way, this is the same guy that lost to Goldberg in less than 3 minutes 6 months later. We'll get to that. The inconsistency. So they give him this stupid red lighting, aka like Sin Cara Mystico with the blue lighting. I hated the red lighting. If he comes back, they don't do the red lighting. I'm not going to watch you anyway, you know what I mean? Not until I see Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler in a tournament final at SummerSlam. That's never going to happen. Roman, can you please leave already? Come on, man. Hell in a Cell. They don't even have a finish. They have no feud, no story, no finish. You put 2 participants in Hell in a Cell so they could destroy each other, and you can have a winner at the end. And the ref calls for a stoppage because he got hit with a sledgehammer. Well, the sledgehammer shouldn't even have damaged him. He was kicking out at 1. 11 curb stomps. Or stomps. I think they call it stomps now. This is when Seth Rollins was doing the architect gimmick. He stole Triple H's pedigree. Well, that's when he was trying to figure out what movie he did, like a ripcord knee. He did pedigree. They didn't want him doing the stomp anymore, but he was doing the stomp. Whatever. Actually, he wasn't the architect then. That's my apology. My apology. He was that's when he was a face. Made him champion. Fresh off the Baron Corbin, Lacey Evans, Becky Lynch intergender tag team feud. Oh, that was just great. And then you wonder why you fucked Seth Rollins up. 11 stomps. 1 counts. Every single one. Loses to Goldberg 6 months later in less than 3 minutes. A month later, Bray Wyatt wins the title. So he gets a title shot 1 month after being debuted. Then he beats Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel. 2 months after debuting The Fiend, he's champion. Where have we seen this pattern before? Pushing guys to the moon, and there's nowhere to go but down. No natural ascension. No, let's give it to you quick. Not 2 years, 2 months. No natural ascension to the top. None. So who's his next feud? He feuds with Daniel Bryan, beats him at Survivor Series. He faces The Miz at TLC. He does the Bray Wyatt gimmick, that other clown guy. The Funhouse dude. Yeah, that guy. He faced Daniel Bryan, or he faced The Miz. He beat The Miz. Rumble, it's Daniel Bryan in a strap match. And then Super Showdown is where he died. So you're telling me that this motherfucker can kick out at 1 from 11 stomps and he loses to Goldberg in less than 3 minutes? I remember thinking to myself, oh man, this is going to be awesome. We're going to get The Fiend and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. This is going to be hot. No. We're going to have Goldberg beat The Fiend. We're going to destroy The Fiend. The Fiend is no more. Fucked up Bray Wyatt. Now they fucked up The Fiend. And The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, he wants to come back. He's urging to come back. Why? Red dots, blue dots, yellow dots, pink dots, dipping dots. Who gives a shit? I got some more quotes for you. All right, I'm sure you've seen all these tweets by now, you fucking wrestling geeks. I just saw these the other day. I don't follow this shit anymore, okay? Excuse me. All right. One of the other cryptic tweets that Bray Wyatt posted. I will place on his shoulder the key to the house of David. What he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open. Everything good that's ever happened to me, first came a period of horrible suffering. I never ask why, I just wait for the rough part to end. I was chosen for whatever reason, and I've got shit to do. It doesn't hurt anymore. It burns. I'm ready now. Oh, the fire burns? Oh, so what, we're going to get Seth Rollins and The Fiend again? Maybe this time you'll kick out at 2. Why do you want to come back? I mean, if you want to come back for me, that's fine. Like, if you want to hire me as the booker and you want to work for me, that's okay. I understand. I know how to open the door. I can open the door. And nobody can ever open the door after I open the door. Be careful what you wish for. I understand you're with JoJo now. That's a lot of exercise. But eating Twinkies and being the bottom, that's not enough exercise. Go get yourself into the fitness center. Please. Because if you don't, you know what they're going to do to you. You don't have abs. You got too much chunk. And I don't think you have a tan. So I don't know what they're going to do with you this time. But I'm sure they're going to fuck you up. If it were me, I'd have Bray Wyatt come back as The Fiend. And I'd have him portray like 10 to 20 different characters. Just take Mick Foley to the nth degree. All these different characters, and then what you do is each one of them has their place on the card. Some of them are mid-carders, some of them are show openers, some of them are jobbers, some of them are main eventers. And The Fiend is the one that can't be beaten. You want to tell a long-term story? Do a story with Bray Wyatt not knowing how to get into the Fiend. Not knowing how to morph into the Fiend. Long-term story. You debut a bunch of characters. You have a lot of intrigue behind them. You don't treat them the same way you did before. Oh, everybody loves the Fiend. Okay, let's put him in the title picture a month into his debut, and then let's give him the title 2 months later. No. Let's not make him twirl around the pole. Let's just give it to him right away. That's not how wrestling is supposed to go. But Vince is like 77 years old, and he's got no patience anymore. So he pushes him straight to the top, straight to the moon. Dippin' Dots. Lay off the Dippin' Dots. Lay off the funnel cake. I like funnel cake. I'm allowed to eat funnel cake. I'm allowed to have chunk. You can't have chunk. Go get a tan. And go take JoJo to the fitness center. Because you need to lay off the Twinkies. That's my video for today. I'm scared as fuck of him coming back. I hope he picks, I hope he goes to Japan. G1 just started. Can't get into the G1. Maybe we can get you in by Wrestle Kingdom. No red lighting. 21 personalities. Doesn't know how to morph into the Fiend. But once he figures out how to morph into the Fiend, he's indestructible. That's how you book Bray Wyatt. The Fiend. Show them no mercy. Keep wailing on him. I'm out. See you tomorrow.